Google tells me I'm right, so...
WebMD says I'm a doctor. That is not true. Anyway, hi people of the internets. I am Jaquie.
And I'm Erica.
And we are Justified Delirium. Do you ever feel like you have low energy? Do you feel like you might be a little more sad than usual? Is it hard for you to leave the house during certain seasons? You may have Seasonal Affective Disorder. It's a very common disorder. Mm-hmm. More than 3 million people in the United States are affected by it. And we, in this episode, are going to talk about what it is, mm-hmm. how you can identify that you have it, potential treatments, mm-hmm. And, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this?
We live in Minnesota.
It's way up there.
It is dark often.
It's dark.
It is cold always.
Very cold. Not in the summer, but in...
we're talking about now.
We're talking about right now.
It's February.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to give up Minnesota a rap.
Minnesota is a great place. I love snow.
I love it.
And I like cold.
No.
But not all the time.
No.
It's exciting in, November.
It's... we live way up north. It does get dark, and we are a 4-season state. So we experience some things that some folks out there may not experience, mm-hmm. which is seasonal affective disorder. But essentially, it is a disorder where you might feel at the change of seasons, certain times of the year, you might feel a little drowsier. You might feel like a little... sluggish, maybe a little less hope. Maybe it's hard for you to interact with people socially. Maybe it's some time when you're I actually just want to stay inside and not get out and about. Or maybe you feel a little depressed. It is a mild form of depression. Mm-hmm. So that means that right now, February is
prime time.
I'm born in February, but I'm gonna let you know, February is the worst month. If you live in the north.
I mean, January is not good either.
No, but I feel you're still on that high of it's a new year.
Yeah.
February is not the case. You're we've been doing this for at least a month or 2 months now.
Yeah.
And I'm getting tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, February can be a low point for people. It can be the depths of winter, much less sunny than it typically is.
You're stuck inside.
Especially in a place where it gets negative degree weather.
Yeah, negative wind chill a lot.
Oh gosh. If you can't get outside and release some of your energy and get that vitamin D, you might be feeling some type of ways that you don't feel often during the other parts of the year.
Right.
So let's talk about remedies.
Yes, we shall.
Okay. Number 1, phototherapy. Phototherapy is light therapy. They can make special lights for you that essentially help you kind of get a little more vitamin D in your system and more it can perk you up a bit. I had a roommate, you know who you are, who she would go tanning all the time. Maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, she would just go and lay in a tanning bed because 1, it's warm and it's hella cold here. 2, it helps counteract that SAD symptoms. And 3, it's hey, she just prepping for the spring. Spring bathing suit season. So it's a tri-fold kind of, I guess, trifecta, if you will.
Right.
So that's one way.
My sister, she was... they tested her blood or something like that, and they found out that she had a severe vitamin D deficiency. And so a typical over-the-counter vitamin D supplement has 1,000 units. My sister has to take 50,000 units. That is definitely a prescription.
Good for you.
But talk to your doctor if you're I just feel...
I take 2,000 milligrams, so just 1 up. So I don't need a whole lot, but it's enough for me to be I have some vitamin D in my system. I don't super get affected by the season change, but my wife does. And so it's it can be something that's really hard months for you. So totally reach out. I will say my friends in Cleveland You live in one of the cloudiest places in the nation, which means you get even less sun than like many people in the winter do. So you are already feeling that more than other people.
And it might be something that you've never experienced before. Like, I would definitely say that I've been experiencing it this winter. This winter has been especially hard. Also, this is my first winter having a child. In my care, and so like you can't just take your baby out in negative weather. Yeah. Whatever. It takes a lot more work. You don't want him to get chilled, all that kind of stuff. You don't want to do all the work. And so it's really easy to be like, we're just staying in our house. We're never leaving. I'm not talking to anybody.
Well, and I will say, like, if you live in states where it gets particularly cold, you might not want to go out anyway. And so for maybe months, like, you might have SAD, so you don't want to go out and you have a mild form of depression, and so you're like not feeling motivated to get out. That means you're not getting exposed to sun, and you're not getting like out of your house and actually like experiencing the wonderful things that are at your disposal, even in the winter months. Yeah. So that can be really hard and isolating for some people. So it's not like, this is not something that we like should take lightly. No. It is an actual disorder that people like definitely need to care for themselves for. It's like part of self-care. Yeah. So we have some supplements you can take, phototherapy, which is also light therapy, and also psychotherapy. So like if SAD like really affects you, and let's say you're taking the meds or the supplements, and you're also doing the light, and something's still off, like you should engage with a mental health professional so that they can help walk you through, maybe have some strategies during this time of year that you could, feel like your best self. And if you're not, there are so many things that you can do to get yourself in a place that's good and healthy. So,
but you're definitely not alone.
No.
We all start to,
lose
feel
it. We start to lose it in the
winter. Cabin fever is a thing.
It's a thing. And if you don't think so,
you have
never lived in a very cold state for a long time. I love this state, but that is harsh for a lot of people. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. If you feel like you have it, reach out, tell someone, get yourself some supplements. Vitamin D can go a long way. One part of our mental health journey. So let's continue this conversation.
And end the stigma.
Bye.
Bye. You're a very curious person who easily is distracted, but I don't know if like you still get your shit done.
Oh, I get my shit done.
Good.
I mean, you gotta get your shit done. You gotta.